I found another big GameCube game. In fact, it's the biggest GameCube game I have found on the GameStop website. And yes, I bought another Xbox controller because I totally need more of those. It's the Bargain Game Hunter. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. This is the show where I pick up games and add them to my game collection. I haven't gone hunting in a while, I know. I've been dealing with health stuff, so I haven't been physically up to going out. That's starting to turn around, so hopefully in maybe a few weeks, I can actually go out. That'd be awesome. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting week because we've got some new release stuff, some classic stuff, and another GameStop retro score that I'm pretty excited about. Although it's from GameStop, so got to keep your expectations in check. But let's start off with some fun news. So, I was dealing with a lot this past week. I wasn't feeling great. I had a pulled or strained muscle in my lower back that was causing me to basically not be able to sleep for 2 days. Thankfully, it has gotten to the point where I can basically sleep normally. Every now and again, it still gets sore, and I have to twist or try to find a different position, but it's better for the most part. But along with that, my TV decided to die. It was constantly glitching, and the picture was flickering back and forth. It was really bad. Ironically enough, I still have the same TV that I've had since college, which I went to college back in 2008. I have the same TV that I've had since 2008, and the main reason why I've had it was this thing is a freaking tank. It is a 37-inch 1080p Vizio TV that will not die, and on top of that, the intention was we're going to use it as our living room TV, and that is still the intention, at least for now, until we can get a better one. But because my TV died, I'm using it until my new TV comes in tomorrow, as of the time of this recording. So I'm getting a new TV. It's another 55-inch. It's a Samsung this time, so it's a better brand. I had a Philips originally. But now I have a Samsung. It should be an improvement over my last TV. Because, I had a 4K TV. It was one of the, cheaper 4K TVs when I got it several years ago. But this one should be a big improvement, and it wasn't that expensive. So I'll take it. It's funny how cheap 4K TVs have become over the past few years. But anyway, so that happened. And a few other fun things. So, needless to say, I say that, but this week was actually a bit more expensive than you think it would be. But part of it is I've gotten these games over the past several weeks. I've been trying to slow down because I went on vacation a couple weeks ago, and then stuff has happened. But I picked up some stuff, and I figured I'd go over all of that with you. So, we're going to start off with Woot, because why not? I got a collector's edition of a game that I've heard good things about. It's been on the Woot website for a while, but it finally dropped to a price where I'm like, okay, I might as well. And that is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink on the PS5. This is the Deluxe Edition. It comes with art book, soundtrack CD, postcard pack, extra DLC, and of course the full game on PS5. Normally this was like I think it was like a $90 to $100 game originally. I got this for $45 on Woot. So I figured that was worth a snag. I've heard very good things about this game, so I figured, for $45, it's probably worth grabbing this version. So pretty happy to add it to the collection. Next, let's go to Best Buy, because I bought my TV from Best Buy. And since I was on the Best Buy website, I figured, let's just look around and see if there's anything that I might want to grab in addition to the TV, since I'm already getting the TV. And there was. There's a game that I've heard good things about that's apparently becoming kind of hard to find. Best Buy had it in stock, so I'm like, I'm just going to grab it and add it to the collection while I can get it for retail. And that is Omori on the Switch. It looks like a kind of dark murder mystery type game with a pretty interesting art style. I've heard good things about it. I figured it was worth a snag. I paid $35, which is retail for it. So nice little snag there. Next, I went to VGP, where I did something I probably shouldn't have. But, I'm a sucker. As some of you may know, I have a pretty comprehensive collection of Xbox controllers, because Xbox keeps releasing really cool looking controllers, and I'm a sucker for cool looking controllers. I don't need more. I have, I think, 5 or 6 series controllers, and then I have like 3 or 4 Xbox One controllers still. And most of them are special edition or just really cool looking controllers. They announced another one that as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I want that. I originally held off. I had it pre-ordered and I canceled the pre-order because I'm like, I got a trip coming up. I got a bunch of stuff going on. I probably shouldn't spend money on a controller when I already have a bunch of controllers. And I say that, and I have another controller coming later this week. However, it's not for Xbox, and you'll see it when it comes in. But then I went on VGP, and they had it for $55 instead of $70. So I'm like, okay. So I got the Sky Cypher Xbox Series controller. It is a clear blue controller. It looks cool. So that's the box. I've been using the controller. Here is the actual controller. I think that looks sick. I like the see-through dark, like the sky blue. It's got chrome blue triggers, and of course it's got that like sky blue on the front. The X on the controller is dark blue as well. I think it's a really nice controller. I'm using it for now, although I still, this one's still probably my favorite of my series controllers, is the Starfield one. So I'll probably switch back to that eventually, but right now I'm like, it's the new controller. I want to use the new controller. But of course, one big debate you have to have, which one looks better? This blue controller or this blue controller? They both look good, and they both have kind of similar color schemes, but this one's more chrome and it has see-through. This one is like a little different. I don't know. I like blue, and I like really cool looking Xbox controllers, if you couldn't already tell, which is why I have so many of them. But yeah, so I got that. $55. I think that's pretty good for a brand new series controller that's a special edition, so pretty happy with that. And then let's go to GameStop now. I'm gonna save you the trouble. I'm not gonna do a drama-filled opening, because I opened these when I got them, and I got them a couple weeks ago. This episode's been a little delayed, so that's why it's taken a little bit. I actually took a week off because I had a lot going on and I went on vacation. So yeah, we're trying to play catch up now. But I did get 2 games from GameStop. One just to fill an order, and the other is a pretty big get, which I'm happy to get, although now I'm going to have to do some stuff to make it better. But anyway, we're going to start off with Darkest Dungeon on the PS4. It is in a generic GameStop case. I have this game digitally on the Switch, but I wanted a physical copy. I could have gotten it on the Switch, but I figured, I've already got it on the Switch. Let's just get a PS4 copy so I can play it on the PS4. So I have a physical copy of that. Unfortunately, it was in a generic case, but it is what it is. And then the worst one, although very happy to get this game. I was very surprised it was in stock because it's one of those games where it, even in loose condition, it was underpriced. And even at the price it was quoted at, it was underpriced. So I had to get it. As soon as I saw it was in stock, I'm like, well, that's happening. So I did. Unfortunately, it's in a generic case. But the game that's inside it, Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube. That is a $100+ GameCube game. The disc is in pretty good shape. It has some light scratching. I think it'll play. I need to test it on my Wii just to see. But Pokemon Coliseum, a very, very big game to get on the GameCube. It's instantly my most valuable GameCube game, even loose. So that's pretty good, and that's impressive considering I paid $95 for it. It's not a cheap game, but I still did well even paying $95 for it. That tells you how valuable that game is. So yeah, that is all the stuff I've gotten over the past 2-3 weeks, I think. I have some more stuff coming later this week, including another special edition controller. Not for Xbox. You could probably connect the dots as to which one it might be. And then I think I've got 2 more games, possibly 3 games coming as well. So stay tuned for those. All right, well, it's time for the final recap as well as the last couple things that I acquired for this week's episode. And we got some fun stuff. So we're going to start off with a game that I'm excited about because it almost completes a collection. Technically, I still need one more game to complete it physically. And it's only in Japanese and physical, so I'll probably just have to bite the bullet on that. But Capcom has been putting pretty much every Ace Attorney game on the Switch, which is great. Started off with the original trilogy. Then we got the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We got the Apollo Justice collection, which also includes the 3DS Ace Attorney games. And then last but certainly not least, the one that I wasn't sure they were going to bring to the Switch, we have Ace Attorney Investigations collection on the Switch. So this is Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. You play as Miles Edgeworth. This one's much more of like a investigative procedural game and less about courtroom drama. It's really good. I beat the original Miles Edgeworth on the DS. So I'm interested to try it again on the Switch to see how it plays. They did some nice work to it. I'm excited to add this to the collection. Yeah, pretty exciting. Paid $40 for this, and of course it is worth $40 because it just came out. So next, we're going to talk about a game that I'm pretty excited about. And a lot of people have been. And actually, it's getting phenomenal reviews. So I'm excited to add these to my collection. Now, if you have a PlayStation 5, or if you played a PlayStation 5 around launch, you probably played Astro's Playroom, which was a fantastic showcase of what the DualSense controller can do, as well as it's just a fun platformer. Much better than most freebie pack-in games would be for a console. Well, they've released a full-blown sequel for the PlayStation 5. It's getting incredible reviews. And of course, I had to buy it. So we have Astro Bot on the PS5. Yes, I've already opened it because I plan on installing it literally in a few minutes. I'm excited to play this. I've heard nothing but great things about it. I've heard it's fantastic. And it wasn't $70. It was only $60, which is great. Of course, it's worth $60 because it just came out. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting to see PlayStation do games like this as opposed to a game like Concord, which failed miserably. But yeah, everybody's excited about this game. Everybody loves this game. Look, do more stuff like this, Sony. Come on. The other thing that came out alongside Astro, and again, it's funny how I bought one controller already in this episode, and I happened to get another one same week. We have the limited edition Astro DualSense controller. So this is a special edition controller. It's got the Astro eyes on it. This is actually the same controller that's in game that you use, which is kind of cool. So it's not that often when Sony does limited edition controllers. Microsoft does them all the time, but Sony doesn't do them super often. So when a big one comes out, you probably want to grab it, and I decided to grab the Astro controller. And here it is. And honestly, I really like it. I like the fact that the sides are glossy. Most of the other DualSense controllers, they're not glossy sides. They're matte finish. But these are glossy. The white sticks are kind of cool. That's something different from most DualShock controllers. It's very simplistic, but it just has a really great look to it. It's cute. And of course, on the back of the controller, you have Astro little emblem there. This is a nice controller. I'm definitely going to use it when I play Astro and I don't know if it's going to be my main because I do have the Spider-Man controller as well, and I really like that one. But I'm definitely going to use it for a bit. Now, of course, it's a limited edition DualSense, so it's expensive. I paid $75 for this, and it's worth $75. It's too new to evaluate if it's worth more than that. I'm sure it will be, but right now it's worth $75. Next up, let's go back to the stuff I ordered early in the week, and we'll go with Best Buy. Now, I'm not going to show this on TV or on camera just because it doesn't look any different, but I was forced to get a new TV this week because my old TV died. The screen started had really bad screen tearing, where every few minutes the picture would just squinch up and then expand. It was really bad, so clearly it was dying. So I got a new one. Thankfully, the cost of 4K TVs has plummeted over the past few years, because I think when I got that one, which my previous TV, by the way, was a Philips 4K. It was definitely a budget 4K TV, but it was a good TV. It served me for quite a few years. My new one is a Samsung. So it's a much nicer TV. It's much clearer. It's got a lot more features on it. It is a 2024 model. I think I only paid $300 for it, so it's not bad at all. But I'm excited. I'm glad I have this new TV. It looks great, and maybe I'll use some more of the smart features. Who knows? But anyway, alongside the new TV, I also used that as an excuse to get this because it was in stock, and I've heard this game is becoming harder to find, so it's probably a good idea to snag it when you can. And that is Omori on the Switch. I don't really know what type of game it is. It looks kind of like a psychological, I don't know. It looks interesting. I've heard good things about it. I figured I'd snag it. I paid $35, and this is worth $42 in sealed condition. Solid pickup there. Next, we're going to go to Woot, where once again I snagged a pretty good deal for a special edition game. Normally this, I think when it came out, was $90. So snagging it for significantly less than that is a good thing. And plus, I've heard this game is really good too. So, hey, good to add to the collection. We have Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, the deluxe edition on the PS5. Again, it comes with a steelbook. It comes with art cards, an art book. a whole bunch of stuff for in-game. So, yeah. Paid a lot less than 90 bucks or 100 bucks. In fact, I paid, I think it was 45? 45. And this is worth 64. So, again, a really good snack from Woot. Glad I grabbed it. Now we're going to go to GameStop, where they disappointed me once again. I ordered 2 pre-owned games, and they gave me a game in a generic case and a loose disc, basically. First, we'll have Darkest Dungeon on the PS4. I already have this game on the Switch digitally. I wanted a physical copy, especially because Darkest Dungeon 2 comes out later this year, and I'm going to get a physical copy of that one. So I figured I'd grab a physical copy on the PS4. Unfortunately, it did not come in the box. It is what it is. I paid $19. It's worth $20, so I gained $1. Woo. This one hurts. Now, I will say, once again, because I've done this a couple times with these GameStop pickups, it did not come with a case. However, this game is too big of a game to not have a case. So I actually went on eBay and purchased the case. Not the manual, it's just the case. And it's not a great condition case. I realized that after I bought it, when I looked more at the description, and like, yeah, it's not in amazing shape, but like it'll do. So I did it. But of course we have this, which happens to hold Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube. This was one of those games where as soon as I saw it was available in stock, I had to snag it because it is a very difficult to find game on the GameCube, and usually when you find it, it's for a high price. Now granted, I still paid a pretty high price for it, but I paid less than what it's worth. So I paid 95 bucks, which sounds like a lot. Loose disc, it's worth 114. When I get the case, it's worth 140. So yeah, this is a huge game, and it's easily my most valuable GameCube game, and one of my most valuable games, period. So, of course, I had to get a case for it. Last but certainly not least, the other controller that I got this week, which is the Sky Cypher Xbox Series controller. Beautiful. It looks nice. I've been using it the past week. Here it is. I showed you it before. I'll show you it again. It's a really good controller. I have such a problem with Xbox controllers specifically because I have a lot of them, and they're all nice in their own ways, but like, I don't know if I want to keep like constantly switching back and forth between different controllers, so I usually pick one to main for a while, and then I'll switch to something else, usually if a new controller comes out. But like, I have so many of these really fancy limited edition controllers. Like, just on my desk over here, I have this one, which is a really nice controller. It's got like that, you know, color gradients. And then of course what was my daily driver, and probably will be again, is my Starfield controller. And that's not even all of them. I'm probably going to do, because again, I know I've said this for a while, but episodes are going to start slowing down a bit when it comes to game pickups, because I've bought a lot of games over the past few months. I really do need to kind of slow down a bit and start focusing on some other things. So I might not be doing quite as many pickup episodes or game hunting episodes because I'm trying to slow down on game pickups, but I might bring back the collection show and talk about some of the things I have in my collection. Because I mean, I've been collecting for a while, but not everybody knows, you know, what I've been collecting, or, you know, what kinds of things I have in my collection. So I might bring back the collection show soon, and the first episode will be about controllers, because I have quite a few cool controllers that I can show off. So anyway, the Sky Cypher, it was on sale. I paid $59 for it. It's actually worth $70 brand new. Now again, this is a limited edition controller, so it's probably going to go up in price, but because it's new, I still have it listed as its retail price, which is $70. What a week! I got 2 new controllers that I didn't need. I think I have 4 PS5 controllers now, because I have the red one, I have God of War, Spider-Man, and Astro. So I have 4 DualShock 4, or not DualShock 4, 4 DualSense controllers. I've got like 6 or 7 I don't even know how many Xbox controllers I have. I have too many of them. And then I got a really nice collection of games, 2 brand new releases, some solid games from GameStop, even though they weren't complete, and Grand Blue Fantasy remake, or relink, so pretty happy with that. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. We do got some more stuff coming next week, so stay tuned for that. I got a couple interesting games coming from GameStop, as well as a new release, so it should be interesting to see how that turns out. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, that way you know when new videos drop. And you'll probably see the return of the collection show soon, where I'll go through a certain element of my collection, and I'm probably going to start with controllers, do the limited edition controller showcase, as it were. So be on the lookout for that. I think that'll be a fun video. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye.